From the very first day I moved into my house, I had plans of putting big lights in, but instead, I installed this abomination. It doesn't provide a whole lot of light. I can't tend to see what I'm doing. There's a lot of shadows, things are very dimly lit, and I put that in with all intentions of replacing it with a bunch of lights, but as most of us do, we procrastinate and it sat there for 3 years. So I'm finally going to tackle this project. And to do that, I bought some lights off of Amazon. You can see here, I can't see what I'm doing. These are lights from Amazon. I'll put a link below for them. It's 10 lights, comes with all the kit you need to install them. You can hardwire or you can plug them in. You link them together. So first thing I did is I started laying them out, thinking that this is where I was going to want them all. As I laid them out, eventually I plugged them in just to kind of get a feel for what it felt like. And as I was working with them, I realized that I actually should place them as I'm moving through the garage. So over the bench area, I wanted as much light as possible, and so I added more lights in that area. But right here, all I'm doing is laying them out, and these install super easy. They just use a clip. The lights are so lightweight, you actually don't need any sheetrock anchors. The screws that come with it are good enough to hold them up. And traditionally, I like to hardwire everything in from up above, so run through the attic. But my attic has flooring in it, and I didn't want to pull up all the plywood to lace all the. So I opted for this method, which was essentially just put them all up and connect them with the little 4-foot lead they come with. So here's an installation of the clip itself. Literally just screwing it in like that, and then you can clip together or clip the lights right into it, and they hold. These lights are like a half a pound. So, and this is where I'm talking about that instead of laying them out all on the floor and then putting exactly where they were, I just started kind of holding them up above my head and figuring out where I wanted the most light. And that's exactly what I did. Where I needed the most light, I put them. So you can see over the bench, I'm putting a bunch of lights in this area because this is where I needed the most light. And I used all these little connectors, connected everything together. And to clean up the wires, I bought another little kit on Amazon of the wire hiding little gutter things that you might hide wires on the wall for your TV. Here's a shot of those. I'll link them on below. They're on Amazon, super easy to access. So here I am peeling, sticking, and I realized that the peel and stick wasn't going to stick because I got a popcorn ceiling. So I went ahead and put a screw or two in every one and just mechanically held them up. As for the lighting or how I wanted to activate them, this is activated by that switch. So I unscrewed all the old stuff and found my wires. Right here, I'm going to put a remodel box in. Again, I didn't want to go into my attic and do a bunch of work pulling that. So here I am cutting. Remember, as you're doing this type of work, it's most important to look cool and not practice any safety. So be sure not to wear a respirator or any hearing protection. Otherwise, the other guys on the job site might think you're a dweeb. Anyways, I'm cutting this in here, and I'm going to wire it to that same box there that's hooked up to the switch. So for that, what I did is put you can see it's already set up. I put my plug, my outlet in the box, wired in, and then just pressed it in and put a little curve in the wire, looped it over, and tightened everything up. And not shown here, I wired it all up. It's pretty boring, but after it's wired in, take it for a little test run. And voila, not the prettiest thing in the world, but for about 2 hours of work, all of a sudden I have light. I can see everything in this garage way easier than I ever could. You can see the watch there, you can see a shot of the table. I'll do a little before and after. So here's before, and right after, here we go. Massive difference. So super easy install, cheap on Amazon. I'll link them below. Murphy thought they were good too. Thanks, guys.